Over the last 15 plus years, I've been helping people buy homes in San Diego. I've racked up some pretty good notes on this subject. Hi, I'm CC Summerfield, and today I want to talk to you about not only the basics of buying a home, but more specifically, the things you're going to want to know when buying a home in San Diego. So, whether you're currently renting here or you're moving from out of the area, this video is for you. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in San Diego, California, then subscribe below and tap on the bell for notifications so you can be the first one to know when I put out a new video about just that, living in San Diego, California. Let's start off with the basics of buying a home for those of you that haven't been through the process yet. The first thing you're going to want to do before you start seriously looking for a home is to get your financial house in order. Speak with a reputable mortgage lender and start the pre-approval process. I know this isn't the most thrilling part of the buying a home process, but it is definitely an essential one. By getting approved for a loan, you'll be able to better determine what neighborhoods are going to be a good fit for you financially. And when it comes time to make an offer, you can be confident that you are putting your best foot forward. Now on to the exciting part, shopping for your new home. While you can certainly venture into this on your own, anyone can find homes for sale online, right? I strongly recommend partnering with a knowledgeable real estate agent. Their insights about neighborhoods go beyond market stats. They can provide a comprehensive understanding of what it's like to live in the area. This is where one of the big local issues I want to talk about comes into play, and that is homeowners insurance, specifically fire insurance. With the massive wildfires throughout California over the last 10 years and the most recent fires in LA, insurance coverage has changed pretty drastically. San Diego County has designated wildfire hazard zones, and it can get pretty expensive to get insurance in these higher rated zones. If you're getting a loan to buy your house, insurance is mandatory. So when you're researching areas to live in, keep this in mind and maybe even talk to an insurance agent to see if you can get a ballpark idea of what coverage is going to cost you. Don't think that if you're buying a condo or a townhome, you're off the hook. The Homeowners Association carries limited insurance, which means you're going to have to cover the rest. I've linked a site in the description that can help you determine which areas are in what fire hazard zones based on the address search. So take a look at that after you watch the video. Which brings me to my next item on the list, and that is HOA fees. I often see first-time home buyers forget to add in the HOA fee when calculating their monthly payment. HOA fees in San Diego can range on average, as of the time of the recording of this video, an extra $350 to $650 per month. San Diego is so diverse in what it has to offer, from the lush, beautiful coast to the urban neighborhoods surrounding downtown to the country feel of East County and even further out into the desert. It's split into 4 environmental zones, including coastal, inland, mountain, and desert. Each of these areas comes with its own unique characteristics. For instance, if you're considering a move to the coast, keep in mind the May gray and June gloom phenomena, which can start in April and stretch into July depending on the year, especially on the peninsula that makes up the towns of Point Loma and Ocean Beach. If you prefer consistent sunshine, heading a little inland might be your best bet. Even with the more moderate coastal weather, there is still about 3 weeks to a month that you are going to wish you had AC. And the majority of the homes on the coast that are older don't have it. If you decide to move inland, make sure your home has a good heating and cooling system, because there can be some pretty hot weather in the summertime and it swings to cold in the winter mornings. If you love the idea of 4 seasons, you may want to explore the mountainous towns like Pine Valley and experience even snow in the winter. And if you love the idea of sunshine and warm weather year-round, head out to one of the desert towns of San Diego like Borrego Springs. It can be quite a commute if you live in the towns I mentioned, like Borrego Springs or Pine Valley, and that's definitely something you're going to want to keep in mind if you don't work remotely. San Diego is a large county with multiple highways and not the world's greatest public transit, so most people rely on cars to get around. We do experience rush hour traffic in the morning and the late afternoon, and in some places like 8 East from the beach into Mission Valley as early as 3 p.m. Highways to be aware of during these times are 805 South, 8 East, 15 North, and the 5 in North County, like areas like Encinitas, Carlsbad, and Oceanside, that are affected. Plan to double your time on the road compared to non-rush hour times, or live closer to where you're going to be working. Let's talk about home maintenance and things you're going to definitely want an inspection on when buying a home here in San Diego. Number one on my list is termites. Like so many of us here, they love the weather. It is the perfect climate for them to thrive. Stick-built homes and buildings in San Diego need routine maintenance to avoid termite infestation. This involves either spot treatment or the full fumigation with what looks like a circus tent periodically. I will say you'll probably never be completely clear of termites for an extended period of time, but it is super important to stay on top of the maintenance. Beyond a general home inspection that will cover the basics of all the inner workings of the home, including plumbing, electric, structural, etc., I would recommend getting a main sewer line camera inspection, especially if the home is older or if there are trees in the yard close to where the line runs to the street. Older homes may still have the original cast iron pipe, which can deteriorate or even worse, collapse. And tree roots in search of water are known to grow into these lines and cause blockages, causing major sewage backups and tens of thousands of dollars in repairs. The final add-on inspection I would advise is a mold test, especially for coastal homes. There is moisture in the air year-round, and this is the perfect environment for mold to grow in confined, dark areas of the house. The inspector will do an air test to collect samples in areas that are known to be susceptible to mold, usually the kitchens and the bathrooms. The next thing I want to cover is the out-of-pocket cost to buy a home here in San Diego. That includes your upfront costs like inspections, like I mentioned, and appraisal, closing costs, which is going to include anything above and beyond your down payment, like escrow and title, and prepaid costs such as your homeowner's insurance and taxes. Once you have an offer accepted, you're going to need to do your inspections and have your lender order the appraisal. The average cost for a home inspection is running around $500, and it really depends on the size and type of home you're buying. For the added recommended inspections, you are looking around $250 to $300 for the sewer cam inspection and another $300 to $600 for the mold inspection and testing. All in all, plan to shell out around an extra $1,000 to $1,500 for inspections. I know, it can seem like a lot, but it's definitely better to spend a small amount now rather than possibly $10,000 or more in undiscovered problems later. And if there's an issue found, there will be an opportunity for you to negotiate with the seller to get the necessary repairs done or get a credit from them. Appraisals are another non-avoidable out-of-pocket cost when you're getting a loan to buy your home. The bank wants to know that they are making a good investment, and to do that, they need a third party and an appraiser to confirm the value matches the purchase price of the property. Appraisals are also running around $500 at the time of this recording. Now, moving on into expenses that will come up when you actually close on a home. It is customary for both the seller and the buyer to pay their own fees for escrow. If this is your first time buying a home or you live in a state that uses attorneys for real estate transactions, then you may be saying, what the heck is escrow? Escrow is a neutral third-party intermediary that assists disseminating the terms of the contract between the buyer and the seller. Basically, they make sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed so that there is no problems during the transfer process from one owner to the next. The average buyer fees are around 0.2 to 0.5% of the purchase price. The seller will pay for an owner's title policy, which will cover the title to the property, meaning if there's like a claim to ownership by someone other than yourself or a possible dispute over something like property boundaries, title insurance will most likely cover it. When you're getting a loan, there is a separate policy that's the buyer is responsible for paying for, called a lender's title policy. The average fee is the same as escrow, 0.2 to 0.5%, but in this case, it's based on the loan amount. The last closing cost you will need to have is for what we call prepaids. These are pertinent to anyone that is putting less than 20% down as a down payment on their purchase. The bank will require you to have an escrow account with at least 6 months of taxes and 3 months of insurance prepaid into it at closing. This is another thing you should calculate into your monthly payments when you're looking at homes. A lot of websites out there advertise homes for sale, but they'll only give you just an estimate of the principal and interest payments and leave out or misrepresent the monthly tax and insurance costs. Property tax in California is assessed on the value of the property at the time it's transferred. meaning that when you buy the property, the taxes will be assessed based on the purchase price. You should calculate 1.25% of the purchase price for taxes and divide that by 12 to get an idea of what to add to your monthly payment. As for insurance, it is so dependent on the area and home type these days that I just don't even like to give out an average cost. It's best to do your research on this one. Well, I think that about covers it, but if you have additional questions, please reach out to me. My contact information is here on this video or on my YouTube channel at livinginsandiego-ca. And to help you even further, I've linked 2 essential guides in the description for this video. My comprehensive guide on avoiding the 7 biggest mistakes first-time homebuyers make, and my San Diego relocation guide. These resources are designed to equip you with the knowledge you need for a successful home buying experience. Thank you again for watching and happy house hunting. I'll catch you on the next video about living in America's finest city, San Diego.